ಮಂಜುಳಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಹೋಗಪ್ಪ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೈತೆ. 3 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎದುರು ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ 10:40. ಬಂದ್ರು
ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಐತಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ನ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ.
Madam, Angela, madam.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Morning, madam. Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, sir. It is loud and clear, and we've started live streaming, sir. I have informed the participants that we will be going live with the program exactly at 11 a.m., sir. And our guest also has joined, sir. Professor Chandrasekhar has already joined us, sir. He's with us. And we have Professor D.K. Chandru also.
Okay. Professor K. Chandrasekhar.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So I have his PPT also. Once sir informs me, I'll start playing that also, sir.
Please, madam.
So
Please.
it is all set, sir.
Okay. Apart from this too, is there anybody other I have to welcome and ಬೇರೆ guest ಯಾರು ಇದ್ದಾರಾ ಅಂತ will ನೋಡಲ್ಲ.
Sir, good morning, sir. Anbalagan, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Sir, good morning, sir. Chandrasekharan, sir.
Yeah, very good morning, sir.
Audible to you, sir?
I am audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, welcome.
Sir, Anbalagan, sir. Connecting to audio. Sir, Anbalagan, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Vanakkam, sir.
Vanakkam. How are you, sir?
Fine, sir. Please, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
In a short while, we are going to start, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Please bear with us, sir. Thank you.
Good day. Sir, vanakkam, sir. Anbalagan, sir. Sir, good morning, sir. Dr. Chandrasekhar.
Anbu, good morning.
Yeah, good morning,
வணக்கம்
sir.
வணக்கம் வணக்கம். அது ஓபன் பண்ணி
Now, crowd இன்னும் வரலன்னு நினைக்கிறேன் சார். They
சரி
asked to.
வரட்டும் 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 மெதுவா
Yes, yes, sir.
ஷேர் பண்ணலாம். சரி குறைச்சி வச்சுக்கேன். ரைட். ஏய் வேற எதை போட்டிருக்கீங்கடா, வேற எதை போட்டிருக்கீங்க?
Good morning, Professor Chandrasekhar and Dr. Anbalagan. This is Dr. Manjula. I'll be your technical support for the day, sir.
Yeah,
If
yeah. Thank you,
presentations
madam.
or anything that needs to be played or something, please do let me know, sir.
Thank you.
I can share my presentation, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay. I
If
have
at all any
enabled.
problem, if at all any problem, please be ready.
Sure, sir.
I
I'll be
think
here.
there won't be any problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For a substitute, I have sent the my PPT to the organizer also.
Okay,
I
sir.
hope that you have it.
Yes, sir. I do have that. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
please.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Incas.
என்னோட view.
Sir,
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Madam?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, sir. Sir, shall we start, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir. We are live now, sir.
Please, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. Respected dignitaries and my dear friends. Hearty welcomes to today's program. I'm Dr. Vishwanathaya, Organizing Secretary for the today's program. Here is a brief introduction about the Government Law College. Government Law College Ramanagara came into existence in the year 2007. Today it has grown expansionally and is providing quality legal education to hundreds of students. The college is ideally located amidst the pristine, iconic Cholet Hills with powerful social capital, which acts as a strong support system to the institution and the students. As it is centrally situated, it enjoys the privilege of densely interconnected transportation network of Garden City of Bangalore, the capital city of Karnataka, and the palace city of Mysore Road. The college is blessed with a pool of intellectual talent contributing qualitatively towards the vision and the mission of the institution. The college adopts learner-centric approach through an ideal combination of traditional and innovative teaching pedagogy. The strength of the institution lies in its highly qualified teachers who are actively engaged in research, guidance, publications. The excellence of the teachers is totally channelized to enhance the academic standards of the students, which are reflected in good results. The institution strives continuously through its 38 committees and cells to transform students into valuable citizens of society with all the necessary skills. The college is supported by the friendly support staff. The students of this institution represents in many sports events every year since its inception and organized university level cross country race and volleyball competition for both men and women. Apart from this, 8 students of a college has represented KSLU Blue in many sport event. Now I jump into the theme. India is a nation with rich cultural heritage. This heritage includes various methods for keeping oneself fit. Over a period of time, our culture has come under the influence of various factors and has gained some and lost some of its essence. Today, in the current situation, it is essential for us to seek measures to keep ourselves healthy in every possible way. Can we ever imagine enjoying the life without being physically fit? Never. Regular physical activity, beside strengthening voluntary and involuntary muscles, it also offers us cardiovascular and cardiorespiratory fitness to keep ourselves away from many diseases and to live peacefully. Though moderate intensity aerobic activity is good for general fitness, we should consider our fitness level and health conditions before we jump into fitness schedule to avoid any untoward thing to happen in due course. In this seminar, our resource persons are going to address many such subtle issues on fitness. We will be very happy if this seminar could motivate you to include in physical activity and to get fit. Thank you. The power of prayer can spark many new hopes. Before we begin,
I believe there is a issue with the electricity there. Coming up next
the
is
deliberations, blessings of Almighty to read the invocations.
ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ದುರ್ಬುದ್ಧಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಡಿಸೋ ನಿನ್ನ ಕರುಣ ಕವಚನೆ ಹರಣ ಕಿಲ ಬಿಡಿಸು ಆಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ದೃಢ ಭಕ್ತಿ ನಿನ್ನಲಿ ಬೇಡಿ ನಾ ಅಡಿಗೆರೆ ಕೂವೆನಯ್ಯ ಅನುದಿನ ಪಾಡಿ ದೃಢ ಭಕ್ತಿ ನಿನ್ನಲಿ ಬೇಡಿ ನಾ ಅಡಿಗೆರೆ ಕೂವೆನಯ್ಯ ಅನುದಿನ ಪಾಡಿ ಕಡೆಗಣ್ಣಲೇ ಕೆನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಕಡೆಗಣ್ಣಲೇ ಕೆನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಗುರುವೇ ಕೊಡು ನಿನ್ನ ಧ್ಯಾನವ ಮನ ಶುಚಿ ಮಾಡಿ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಮೊರೆ ಒಕ್ಕವರ ಕವ ಬಿರುಕು ಎನ್ನ ಮರೆಯದೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ ಪೊರೆದು ಮೊರೆ ಒಕ್ಕವರ ಕವ ಬಿರುಕು ಎನ್ನ ಮರೆಯದೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ ಪೊರೆದು ದುರಿತಗಳೆಲ್ಲವ ತರಿದು ವಿಠಲ ವಿಠಲ ದುರಿತಗಳೆಲ್ಲವ ತರಿದು ಸರಿ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲ ಎನ್ನನ್ನು ಪೊರೆದು ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಸಾಸಿರ ನಾಮದ ವೆಂಕಟರಮಣ ದಾಸನ ಮಾಡಿಕೋ ಎನ್ನ.
Thank you, ma'am, for invoking the blessings of the Almighty. We have over 600 participants from across the nation joining us today. I request my colleague Sumant to welcome the dignitaries and the participants. Over to you, sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Today, Government Law College, Ramnagar, for hosting a national virtual seminar on revival of health and fitness through physical activity and yoga. The theme itself shows true health infuses positive energy in the mind, body, and spirit. It is the main focus of everyone's life. So that's why in every individual activities, a regular physical activity is very much needed to maintain health nowadays. On this occasion, it's my privilege to do the welcome speech. I would like to welcome Sri D.K. Suresh, Member of Parliament, Ramnagara. I welcome you, sir. And also the Member of Legislative Assembly, Srimati Anita Kumar Swamy. She is also the chairperson of our College Development Council. I welcome you, sir. I will welcome you, madam. And also the CDC members of this college. I welcome you all. And also member of Legislative Council of this Ramnagara constituency, Sri C.M. Lingappa. I welcome you, sir. And also our Department of Collegiate Education Commissioner Sri Pradeep Prabhakar sir, IAS. I welcome you, sir. And also Chief Administrative Officer of Department of Collegiate Education, Anita Lakshmi Madam. I welcome you, Madam. And also the Honorable Director of our Department of Collegiate Education, Professor Mallesappa sir. I welcome you, sir. And also Joint Director of Regional Office, Bangalore Division, Srimati Professor Neelavati Madam. I welcome you, Madam. On this national virtual seminar, the resource person, the first is the Professor Dr. K. Chandrasekharan, Chairperson and Head, Department of Physical Education, School of Education, Madurai Kamaraj University, Madurai, Tamil Nadu. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Government Law College, Principal, Faculty, and on behalf of participants, I welcome you, sir. And also the another speaker, Dr. P. Anbalagan, Professor, Department of Physical Education, Bharatiya University, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. On behalf of Government Law College, Principal, Teaching Faculty, Non-Teaching Faculty, and also the participants, I welcome you, sir. And also on this occasion, our beloved principal is backbone of these seminars and also the college development, Dr. N.S. Ambedkar. I welcome you, sir. And also for conducting this national virtual seminar is very well difficult, and also organizing secretary for this event, our colleague, Dr. Vishwanath, Physical Education Director. I welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir. And on behalf of this, our Government Law College, all teaching faculty, non-teaching faculty and student, and also the other faculty members, I welcome you once again all. For those who are all registered participants, they're all already waiting for the speaker's speech. I welcome you all for this national virtual seminar. Finally, those who are directly or indirectly the technical support given by our Manjula Madam and also Chalpati sir on behalf of Government Law College, Principal and Teaching, Non-Teaching Faculty, I welcome you, both of you, Madam and sir. Finally, those who are directly or indirectly helpful for organizing this national virtual seminar, once again, welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice welcome speech by our Professor Suman. It is indeed our great privilege that we have distinguished speakers with us today. I now call upon my colleague, Dr. Anita Ma'am, to introduce our speakers, Dr. Chandrasekharan. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. I take this opportunity to introduce Dr. K. Chandrasekharan. Dr. K. Chandrasekharan holds doctorate degree from Manoormaniyan Sundaranar University. He is presently the head of the Department of Physical Education at Madurai Kamaraj University. He has established a standardized test battery for the Tamil Nadu State School basketball players. Presently, his major focus on the research is the positive influence of yoga postures like asanas, pranayamas, and meditation techniques. He has presented his papers both abroad and in India and has conducted yoga workshops for foreign delegates. He is the BOS chairman in Madurai Kamaraj University and Bharatidasan University. He has produced 30 PhDs, 38 MPhil, and 7 researchers are pursuing PhD under his guidance. He has 76 research articles and 70 lecturers into his credit. He has authored a book, Sound Health Through Yoga, and co-authored a Tamil book, Malume Nalavalvu. And he has received many awards like Global Achievement Award, Best Citizen in India Gold Medal Award in the year 2017, Yoga Seva Award 2000, in the year 2007 by Tamil Nadu Yogasana Association India, Yogacharya in the year 2004 and by Sri Patanjali Yoga Training Center Pondicherry, and Yogaratna in the year 2005 from Atma Yoga Center and Sports Development Authority of Tamil Nadu, India. Further, he is a recipient of gold medal from Indian Holistic Medical Academy to his contribution in health and fitness. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Thank you for the nice introduction, ma'am. Now it's time to move for the first session speaker, Professor Dr. K. Chandrasekhar. Over to you, sir, please.
Chandrasekhar sir, may I request you to please unmute?
Unmute the volume.
Is it audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Fine.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful arrangement and the one-day national online seminar on revival of health and fitness through physical activity and yoga by the dynamic, vibrant organizing secretary of this webinar, Dr. Vishwanatharaya, Director of Physical Education, Government First Grade Law College, Ramnagar. Respected the dynamic principal of this great institution, Dr. Ambedkar sir, and respected IQAC coordinators, NAC coordinator, and the Dr. Sumant who gave welcome address very elaborately, and Dr. Manjula who is supporting all the technical aspects of this online seminar, and respected Anita ma'am for her very wonderful introduction about me. Distinguished faculty members of Government First Grade Law College, and dear students and the participants who are all in the online. Really, it's the day for caring and maintaining of our health. Every one of you might be very much aware that we are very much worried about the pandemic situation of COVID-19. Under this condition, to some extent, the whole world is coping up the COVID-19 and starting to the mainstream, to enter into the mainstream of the day-to-day life. Under this condition, it is a very useful topic has been selected by the Government First Grade Law College, Ramnagar, Karnataka. Really, the revival of health and fitness through physical activity and yoga. Yes, health is wealth. Every one of us, whatever the knowledge we possess, whatever the wealth we possess, unless otherwise, we should have the adequate health and fitness, then only we can disseminate the knowledge to others we can enjoy the wealth what we have possessed. Under this concept, in today online seminar, I feel extremely happy to share my views on healthy life through yoga techniques. As you all know that, according to the World Health Organization, it defines the health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Many of us are thinking that if we have the physical health, physically good, we declared ourselves, we are having a perfect health. It's not at all so. As per WHO, the World Health Organization, it gives a three-dimensional, three-domain, physical domain, mental domain, as well as social well-being. These are the three domains should be maintained properly. Then only a person is said to be having a very good health. As I already informed, the current situation, we are facing the COVID-19. COVID-19 is a virus which is affected the people's, the respiratory system first. It will affect the whole respiratory tract, the lungs, immediately that leads to the death at the end in severe cases concerned. As in the severe cases, ARDS we call it as acute respiratory distress syndrome. It is the condition that causes fluid to build up in our lungs. Because of this accumulation of fluid in the lungs, the gas exchange in the lungs is not properly, the physiology, the function of the lungs is mostly affected at the severe case of coronavirus. So, under this situation, in yoga practices, one of the pranayama techniques is best suited practices for any person to strengthen, to enhance our cardiorespiratory functions, particularly strengthen the lung functions is concerned, and we can overcome even if the coronavirus is positive in the cases. We can, there is no vaccine, there is no medicine, everybody knows that. It is up to the individuals to develop, to maintain our health aspects by means of any kind of physical activity or yogic practices. In that aspect, my good friend Dr. Anbalagan, professor from Bharatiyar University, will talk on the physical activity, particularly the aerobic activity. Myself is concentrating the yoga practices, how best the yogic techniques, and particularly the what are the scientific aspects is behind the yogic techniques which could help the individuals to protect from the current situation and to enhance our healthy life in future also. Next slide. Yes, in the Indian condition is concerned, most of the cases is asymptomatic. There is no symptoms at all, but the people are affected by the COVID-19. Almost 80% of the cases as per the Health Ministry of India is mentioning that asymptomatic in nature. So in that condition, how we can overcome that is another important aspect. Under this condition, yoga is the best way. When you see the slide, yoga has been enumerated in the 5,000 years before, but the coronavirus has been identified the late 2019, and the experiment was conducted by Harvard Medical School. When the coronavirus spread throughout the world, immediately they have conducted the study with yoga treatment as a treatment variable. They found that yoga and meditation is the best suitable exercises for deal with the coronavirus anxiety people is concerned. It was mentioned by the Economic Times, the famous magazines, which was published in the year 2020, March 16. Just imagine that Harvard Medical School is one of the renowned, famous school in USA. They have recommended the yoga is the best suited practice to deal with COVID-19 anxiety. Yeah, now let us see what is yoga. A brief history I want to share with you, as yoga is an Indian heritage. It has 5,000 years before our ancestors, our rishis, our munis have practiced. And according to Patanjali, Patanjali's period was just 2,000 years before. Patanjali is the saint who is called the father of yoga. He is not the creator, he is not the originator. He is the compiler of the yogic concept, which was practiced earlier 5,000 years before by his yogic verses, yogic sutras in Sanskrit literature. According to his concept, yoga means Siddha Vritti Nirodha. Within the three words, he has defined what is yoga. Siddha means mind stuff. Vritti means mind's oscillation or mind's movement. Nirodha means control. Yes, yoga is nothing but the controlling of mind is called yoga. How we are controlling, what we are controlling in the mind. Controlling the mind is nothing but the controlling the thoughts arising in our mind. Generally, the psychologists are saying that there are about 30,000 to 40,000 thoughts are being arised in our mind in a day for a normal adult. In order to minimize the thoughts, if we minimize our thoughts in a day, we can focus what we want to do it. If so many thoughts arises in our mind, we cannot focus it, what we want to do. That is the basic concept. Once we have the capacity to control over the thoughts, we can win over the health and we can win over the lifetime situations. Next. Then according to Patanjali, he has mentioned the 8 stages: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. These are the 8 steps to be practiced in our day-to-day life throughout the end of our life. In the modern science, modern system, modern world, we can say that yoga is a system of practices which unites the body, mind, and soul. How we can unite? For that only these 8 stages are there. Now let us see the 8 stages a little bit briefly. Yeah, this one you can see that Yama Niyama terminologies are Sanskrit terminology corresponding English literal meaning I have given it. Yama is nothing but code of character, abstinences, the don'ts. We should not do some sort of habits. We should not killing, falsehood, theft. These are all the unwanted qualities, social qualities which should not be practiced in our life. And niyama is the observances, code of conduct. This is personal discipline. Saucha, Santosha, Tapas, these are all the qualities. Saucha means cleanliness. Cleanliness in the sense, not merely the body cleanliness. What the yoga literature says, our thoughts should be pure. Our words should be pure. Our actions should be pure. We should maintain the clarity, cleanliness in our thoughts. Once our thoughts are clean and pure, definitely our words will be pure. Once our thoughts and words are pure, our actions will be definitely a very, very useful one. Once the actions are very useful, definitely the returns will be a easiest, happiest, and the fruitful returns you can get it. Once you got the fruitful returns, you feel the happiness. Yes, the yoga literature says that the happiness is within us. It's not elsewhere. You need not go and search elsewhere. It's all within our feelings. So, in such a way, the personal disciplines, the yama, niyama is the conduct and character of the individuals. And the third one and fourth one is the main practices, physical practices. That is the thing we are going to look into in today's session. Asana means posture. Posture is nothing but we are keeping our body different, bending forward, backward, sideward, twisting by means of the vertebral column and all the limbs and joints, the anatomical structure that helps the man or women to make different postures that will make lot of internal connections of body and mind. The neuromuscular coordination, scientifically, literally speaking, the asana postures will develop the neuromuscular coordination. Once the neuromuscular coordination is developed, unless otherwise the body and mind is synchronized. And the fourth one is pranayama, breathe control, breathing exercise. This is at present condition, the COVID-19 lockdown period, the pranayama practice plays a vital role of the human being is concerned. It's a very simple technique, but it has enormous physiological, psychological benefits of the individuals are concerned. These asana, pranayama, and the seventh one, the meditation techniques. These are all the yogic techniques which are practiced daily. And in my presentation, at last, I am going to show the scientific ways. What are the scientific approach is behind these three techniques. And the fifth one is sense withdrawal. Every human being is having a 5 senses. We should not go behind the senses. All the senses should be under our control. How you can control? You have to detach from the senses, stage by stage. When you practice asanas, pranayama, meditation, and the yama niyama principles, automatically the pratyahara will be developed in your day-to-day life. It should be visualized, it should be realized It should be enjoyable when you do the yogic practices. And dharana is nothing but the concentration. Dharana means concentration. What is concentration? When you are able to focus your mind for about 12 seconds in a particular object or a particular concept, then you are said to be attained one dharana. 12 dharana is one dhyana. That means 12 into 12 seconds. Nearly 2.5 minutes. If you are able to focus your mind without disturbing the external thoughts in your mind, you are said to be attained the one dhyana, one meditation stage. And 12 dhyana is one samadhi. That means nearly if you are able to focus your mind for about 2.5 hours in a particular concept or a particular object without disturbing the external thoughts, you should not go elsewhere. The particular thoughts only dominating in your mind. If you are able to focus your mind in that stage, you are in the samadhi stage. In that samadhi stage is nothing but self-realization. During that time, when you are in that stage, you can talk with God. Yogic literature says that you can link with the cosmic energy. Your jivatma can contact with the cosmic energy. You can communicate with the supernatural power which is around us. Next slide, please. Yes. Now let us see how the yogic practices is differ from physical activity and how it unites the body and mind. Very simple, that 4 terminologies I show that. Any activity, physical activity or any movement when you are making in yogic practices, it should be as slow as possible. And it should be a relaxed one. And it should be a rhythmic one. Rhythmic in the sense, I am raising my lower extremity leg or I am raising my upper arm. From the starting position to end position, I should maintain the same acceleration. That is rhythmic. And once you do the slow movement and relaxed movement and rhythmic movement, unless otherwise your consciousness is with awareness, what you are doing. Your total consciousness should be what you are doing. These are the 4 fundamental basic concepts which unites your body and mind. And the sequence of practice in yogic techniques are concerned. First, you should do asana practice, and then pranayama practice, and then meditation techniques. Here I have given a sample of asana practices. Everybody might be aware of that, but here I am going to say what is the scientific approach in asana practice. Just you watch all the postures centered around the spinal column. We are emphasizing the yogic practices, yoga trainers, yoga experts are emphasizing that keeping the spine erect in the first Padmasana and Vajrasana positions. And then in the third one, Paschimottanasana, your spinal column is forward bending. And then while doing asanas, it should be in a counter movement. Once you do the forward bend, the next asana should be a backward bending. Why? Because in order to maintain the proper posture of the individual, it is emphasized. How much time you are devoting the forward bend? The same amount of time should be given for the backward movement also. And you see that when you are seeing the Paschimottanasana, this is the final pose. forward bend, and keep or maintain the pose for at least 10 seconds. If you are a master or if you are doing very good in asanas, slowly increase from 10 seconds to even 1 minute. In normal course of practice, at least minimum, you should hold the final pose for 30 seconds. During that time only, you can gain more amount of benefits, the physiological, the psychological benefits. It's nothing but you just see that the Paschimottanasana forward bend, the abdomen muscles is completely compressed. You all aware that the abdomen, within the abdomen and chest, all the vital internal organs are there. All the vital internal organs are gently compressed. And while coming back, slowly you are raising your upper extremity. The vital internal organs, the compressed state is relaxed slowly. That's why when you are coming back after a maximum compression, the blood flow to the compressed portion is very fast. You can feel the flow of the blood. In that juncture, the macro impurities which are accumulated in the blood vessels, in the macro impurities can be removed from the blood circulation and it will be excreted through the various excretory systems. Once the unwanted accumulated waste is excreted from the system, your health is perfectly 70% all right. And all the compressions will make the endocrine glands activation is there. See the fourth one, the Matsyasana. When you are bending back, you all know that the just below the neck, thyroid gland is there. Thyroid glands. The rear side of the neck, we are having parathyroid. Yes. This Matsyasana is very, very useful for activating the thyroid gland is concerned. Thyroid gland secretes thyroxine hormones. Thyroxine is the most responsible hormone to maintain the growth hormone secretions. All the growth hormone secretions by the various ductless glands is controlled by the thyroid gland. This is the science behind the yogic practices. How the hell everybody is saying that when you do yogic practices, you can keep perfect health. This is the technique, this is the system of the scientific approach. When you are maintaining the final pose for 10 to 30 seconds or even 1 minute, during that time, the gentle massage, the compression and relaxation, that is nothing but flexion and extension, simply speaking, technically speaking. That flexion is do it slowly and the extension is do it slowly. During that time, your consciousness, unless otherwise your consciousness is in the body movement, then only make the movement as slow as possible. These are the ways and means of uniting the body and mind synchronization. Yes, number 5 and 10 asanas is the spinal twist, spinal column twisting. We can twist the spinal column. And the sixth one, the lower extremity is bending backward. The seventh one, Bhujangasana, the upper extremity is bending backward. Counter movement for sixth and seventh asana, the eighth one, Pavan Muktasana, is completely forward bending. In the third one, Paschimottanasana, the same forward bending, but that compression is different from the 8th one, the Pavanmuktasana. In the third one, the forward bend compression, when the lower extremity is from hip to toe, is balancing the body weight. Whereas in Pavanmuktasana, same kind of forward bending movement is there, compression is there, but the body weight, total body weight is at the center of the back. The vertebral column is balancing the body weight, total body weight. Yes, these are our body is the instrument. Our making movements, making different postures will activate the respiratory system, circulatory system, endocrine system, excretory system, nervous system, muscular system, skeletal system. All the systems in the body will be interlinked to one another. If one system is enhanced in its function, that will take to the enhancement of another system is concerned. So there is a holistic development is developed in the asana practice are concerned. And then 9th one is the counter movement for Pavanmuktasana, Dhanurasana. Next slide. Yeah. Another asanas, 5 more asanas. The 11th one is Sarvangasana, Sarva Anga Asana. In this posture, your total body weight is maintained in the head and shoulder. Yes, the overload principle is applied on that. When you are maintaining inverted posture for nearly 30 seconds, the blood circulation to the head region will be more. Your eyes will receive more blood circulation. Your brain will receive more amount of blood circulation. And then the 12th one is the furthermore bending backward. The difficulty of the backward bend is increased. And then the 13th one is sideward bending. And the 14th one, lateral bending with the twisting. Now you see that vertebral column. Why I am emphasizing at last 3 slides, you can understand why I am emphasizing the vertebral column is that much important. Forward bending, backward bending, twisting, and lateral bending with the twisting. And then go for final Shanti Asana for about 5 to 7 minutes. During this Savasana or Shanti Asana, you should relax your toe body parts from toe to head. When you are relaxing your body parts, your total distraction from external thoughts or external inward of the unwanted thoughts can be subsidized by your regular practice of asana at the particularly when you are doing the savasana. Next slide, please. Yes, the pranayama, another important. Shall I take 1 hour, sir? Vishwanadaya?
Please, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. No problem.
Up to 11:10, shall I take 12:10?
Definitely, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Still, furthermore, a scientific approach is there. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
See, this pranayama is, I already told, one of the very, very important technique in yoga practice are concerned. Simple meaning, literal meaning. Prana means air or vital force. Ayama means to withhold or to elongate. Every human being, we are realizing that breathing means just inhale and exhale. Yes, of course. But in yogic practices, there is another important phase. After a inhalation, there is a holding process is there. The holding process is emphasized more on pranayama practice. Yes, just to see this slide. And any yoga practitioner, pranayama practitioner must understand this concept, breathe concept. Inhalation in Sanskrit terminology is puraka, retention, holding the air in the lungs, that is kumbhaka phase, and exhalation is rage. How does three phases, the inhalation, retention, and exhalation process should be practiced in our yoga training schedule? In the beginning stage, just introduce the inhalation and exhalation. That's all. Just we should master on that. Slow and relaxed and the maximum inhalation. Understand? Slow, rhythmic, and the maximum inhalation and maximum exhalation with the total awareness. You should watch how the air goes in, how the air comes out. And a few weeks of practice, slowly introduce the kumbhaka phase and slowly increase the exhalation phase. 1:1:2 ratio. And after a month of practice, slowly increase one more times of kumbhaka phase. And when you are master in pranayama practice, that time your breathing technique will be 1:4:2 ratio. Now you understand that 5 seconds you are inhaling, 20 seconds you are holding the air, 10 seconds you are exhaling. Just understand, for a single breath, you are giving time for 35 seconds. So in a minute, your breathing will be 2. What will be our breathing rate? Normal breathing rate? Normal breathing rate of human being is 14 to 16, 12 to 16, at the average 14. 14 times we are breathing in and out in a minute, normally, for adult people. But in advanced pranayama practice session, you are doing only 2 pranayama, 2 breathe in and breathe out. Just imagine that, how much reservation, how much potential is every individual is having, but we are not utilizing. Many physiologists saying that the maximum we are utilizing 40 to 60% of the lung capacities are concerned. And the inhalation air is having 21% of oxygen. The exhaled air is measured. There are 12% of oxygen coming out. Only we are using in a single respiration, we are using 9% of oxygen is absorbing. When you do yogic pranayama practice, when you are holding the air in the lungs for a longer time, 20 seconds, during that time, the gas exchange oxygen absorbed in the bloodstream. Similarly, the carbon dioxide diffusion coming out. The exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide will be more. How more number of alveoli are involved in the gas exchange process. There are about 700 millions of alveoli are there in the lungs. Mostly 40 to 60% of the alveoli we are putting into action. Rest of the alveoli, mostly 40% of the alveoli are not at all using for a sedentary people is concerned. If we do yogic practices properly, we can increase 15 to 20% of the more number of alveoli can be utilized in the normal course of respiration. These are all the research findings revealed as during this pandemic situation, to maintain, to enhance our lung function, it is very, very useful. Next slide. Yeah. Another important concept of pranayama practice is there are about 70 to thousands of nadis are there. What do you mean by nadi? Nadi means channel. In our body, 70 to thousands of channels are there. Channel is from one place to another place, changing. Ida Nadi, the left nostril passage up to nostril beginning to up to the throat region. This is called the left nostril, Ida Nadi. And then Pingala Nadi is the right nostril passage. And the Sushumna Nadi is nothing but the spinal column. The spinal cord that runs through the spinal cord. And in the spinal cord, you just watch that the Ida Nadi and Pingala Nadi is intersecting in 7 points. These intersection points are called in Sanskrit chakras. Yogic literature says chakras. In the modern science, allopathy medicine says that the intersection points are nothing but nerve plexus, nothing but the ductless glands positions. Yes, the Ida Nadi and Pingala Nadi is more responsible for activating the hormonal balancing of body in the normal course of work. Another important scientific approach in pranayama practice, bandhas. Bandha means neuromuscular lock. Artificially, we are contracting the muscles, particular place in the particular way. In that Jalendra Bandha, that is chin lock. Just bend forward. After a deep inhalation, just bend forward. The air will not come out from the trachea. And then Uddiyana Bandha, that is the partially contracting your lower abdomen muscles. And third one is Mula Bandha, anus lock, anus squeezing. When you are squeezing your anus muscles, you are liberating your the energy which is stored in the spinal column. Every human being is having an enormous potential in the base of the spinal column is concerned. When you are doing the Mula Bandha, you are liberating the energy through spinal cord, and through spinal cord, each vertebrae there is a spinal nerves are there. 31 pairs of spinal nerves are there, which runs through the various parts of the body. While doing this Kumbhaka phase, you should apply all these bandhas, chin lock, Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha. Through this, making these bandhas, you are energizing your body by means of spreading the energy which is coiled in the base of the spinal column, liberates through spinal column and spread through the nerve system and reaches to the various parts of the body, and various cells are energized. These are all some of the breathing techniques. I have given that Nadi Shuddhi is nothing but the alternate nostril breathing, Anuloma Viloma, we call it as. Just inhale from left and exhale through right. And then inhale from right nostril and exhale through left nostril. This is called one cycle. In a practice session, if you do it for about 15 to 20 times, a person can relieve from any kind of stress or strain in your mind. Just you watch and you can practice it today itself in your home. You can have how best you can relieve from any kind of stress or strain in your mind. And then Nadi Shodhana is nothing but the same alternate nostril breath and holding the Kumbhaka face. And Ujjayi Pranayama is another important pranayama which is partially closing the glottis. That is making snoring sound while inhale the air through nose and partially contracting your lower abdomen. During that time, automatically the upper lobe of the lungs will be filled with air. Normal course of research results reveals that in the normal course of respiration, we are utilizing only the middle lobe and lower lobe of the lungs. In lungs, there are 3 lobes are there, upper lobe, middle lobe and lower lobe. When you are doing Ujjayi Pranayama, when you are partially contracting your lower abdomen, automatically the upper lobe, the air will be filled up in the upper lobe. In this way, you are utilizing more number of areas, more number of alveoli in the lungs is concerned. And then primary pranayama. Primary is inhale through nose while inhaling the air, partially closing your ears and observe the sound. When you are closing the ears and breathe in, deep breathe in, you can observe the sound that the air passes through the tunnel. That much of sound that sound is very minute sound, but you cannot hear with open ears. When you partially close your ears, you can realize the sound. This is the ways and means your body and mind is synchronizing. The unwanted thoughts, the unnecessary thoughts is eliminated from our mind. And then Sitali and Sitkari is a very important pranayama at present situation is concerned. In Sitali pranayama, the inhalation is through tongue. And Sitkari pranayama, the inhalation is through teeth. How? Sitali pranayama, just fold your tongue and inhale the air through tongue. What is the speciality in these two pranayama? Yes. In saliva, when the air passes through the saliva, it mixes with the air and it mixes with the lungs and it is passed on through various parts of the body. You all know that saliva has the immune power. At present, during the COVID-19, the immunity of the individual is to be developed. When you do the Sitali and Sitkari pranayama, the immunity of the individuals have been emphasized, enhanced more in the normal persons are concerned. And then meditation techniques are concerned. So many meditation techniques are there. Mantra meditation, object meditation, breathing meditation, yoga nidra. And now I am going to demonstrate or say the scientific approach of the mantra meditation technique. In mantra meditation, just understand that we are going to recite Omkar meditation. It is nothing but forget the spiritual concept, just understand the scientific concept. When you are making sound O, after a deep inhalation, if you blow the air through nose, through mouth, then only you can make the sound O. See? Deep inhalation. When you are allowing the air as slow as possible, as minimum air through mouth, you can make the sound O. When you are making the sound O, the total spinal column, the base of the spinal column to the neck region will be gently vibrating. And close your mouth and allow the air through nose. When you are making the sound im, during that time, your total head region will be vibrating. What is the benefit of this? Yes, lot of scientific benefits are there. Your total autonomic nervous system is controlled in this Omkar mantra meditation is concerned. When you see the forthcoming slides, you can understand very well. And how it should be practiced. O sound in a long and im sound short. 3 times. And again another 3 times. Take a deep breath. Make O sound short and im sound long. That is another 3 times. Totally 6 times. If you recite the Omkar meditation, it will give enormous peacefulness and enormous energy level will be increased in your body and mind is concerned. Yes, this is, I already told you that the spinal column intersection points of Ida nadi and Pingala nadi on the left side, on your left side, you can see that the section of chakras we have mentioned in the yogic literature. On the right side, the corresponding the glands location as per allopathy medicine or the modern science is saying that. Next slide. Yes, another important concept I already emphasized the Ida nadi and Pingala nadi. The Ida nadi is left nostril passage, which the air which passes through the left nostril will produce coolness to the body. Understand? Similarly, the air which passes through the right nostril will produce warmness to the body. How it is? Another scientific evidence is there. The left nostril is activating the right hemisphere of the brain. You all know that our brain is two hemisphere, left hemisphere and right hemisphere. The left nostril will activate the right hemisphere of the brain, and the right nostril will activate the left hemisphere of the brain. At the same time, the left nostril will activate the parasympathetic nervous system. In nervous system, there are peripheral nervous system and the autonomic nervous system is there. Autonomic nervous system, there is another two division. The autonomic nervous system will function automatically. It's not under our control. According to the body and mind's need and requirement, it will function automatically. In that autonomic nervous system, there are two divisions are there, sympathetic and parasympathetic. This sympathetic nerves will be activated by the right nostrils. And then the parasympathetic nerves will be activated by left nostril. Now let us see where it is located. Before that, just an understanding of spinal cord. Yes, just see that for a better understanding of anatomy, the spinal column has 5 segments: cervical region, thoracic, lumbar region, sacral and coccyx. In each vertebrae, there is a spinal nerves which pass on through left side and right side. Pairs of nerves, 31 pairs of spinal nerves are there. That is very important while doing the asanas, forward bending, backward bending, twisting and everything. These are all will activate all these nerves. This is an individual nerve, the spinal cord and the individual pair of nerves for your better understanding. Anatomy. Now see. Yes. Right nostril, I already mentioned that the right nostril is having the sympathetic activation. Where the sympathetic nerves are located? T1 to L2. T means thoracic region. In thoracic region, there are 12 thoracic nerves are there. And lumbar region 1 and 2, L1 and L2. Totally 14 nerves, 14 pairs of nerves, which is located in the middle of the spinal column, which is responsible for the sympathetic activation. What is the sympathetic activation? Sympathetic nerves is stimulated means all the organs, all the systems will be enhancing their functions except the digestive system. The heartbeat is raised, the breathing rate will be raised, the blood circulation will be raised. Everything is based on these sympathetic nerves activation, which is directly connected to the right nostril activation. Next slide, please. And then left nostril, the parasympathetic link. Where is the parasympathetic link? In the head region, the cranial nerves are there, 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Out of 12 pairs of cranial nerves, there are 5 pairs of nerves are linked with the parasympathetic. And then the base of the spinal column, S2 to S4 sacral region, there are 3 nerves, 3 pairs of nerves. These 8 nerves is responsible for parasympathetic activation. Its function is, it will bring down all the functions of the organs. The sympathetic will activate, the parasympathetic will bring down. Now you see, understand that the right nostril and left nostril will activate the total body functions of concern. Next slide. See, in this picture, you can understand that on your left side, the sympathetic division, T1 to L2, that is 14 pairs of nerves which is located in the center of the spinal column. It has linked with all the organs. Similarly, on your right side, the parasympathetic link will have the link with all the organs. If all the organs is having sympathetic and parasympathetic connections, one will activate, one will bring it down. Yes, for a normal human being, if according to the environment, we have to activate, at the same time, we should, optimum level should be reached, we should come back. Then only he or she said to be having a very good, perfect health is concerned, holistic health. So once you have a practice of simple asanas, pranayama, and meditation techniques, automatically what the movements I have shown, that forward bending, backward bending, twisting, and the pranayama, Ida Nadi, Pingala Nadi, the right nostril, left nostril, and then Sushumna Nadi, the spinal column, all are linked with the total organs functions. So once the organs functions are clear, automatically your health will be perfectly all right. So next slide. When you do yogic practices, that will bring the homeostasis state in our body and mind. What is the homeostasis? Homeostasis is a balancing. Balancing of what? Balancing of 3 aspects. One is body temperature should be maintained, and the body fluid balancing is there. Another one is body glucose level. All these 3 concepts, all these 3 physiological functions is maintained balancing. Once a person is maintaining these 3 concepts in a perfect manner in his body, they can lead a very good, healthy life in the normal day-to-day activities are concerned. So during this pandemic situation, we all understand that simple yogic practices are there without any cost. Your body is your investment, your mind is the tool. And with the body and mind, if you do the practice, you can enhance your total healthy life. The philosophy I want to share with you is today, life laughs at you when you are unhappy. Life smiles at you when you are happy. But life salutes you when you make others happy. Yes, in this pandemic COVID-19 situation, everyone is in need of others' help. We will try our level best to help others, or otherwise, we should not harmful to anybody. This is the secret of life. If you maintain this, your life will be a happiest one. Thank you all for your patient listening. I hope that I have tried my level best to enrich my talk on healthy life through yoga is concerned. I once again congratulate the organizer, the dynamic principal of this government first grade degree law college, Dr. Ambedkar sir, and the dynamic organizing secretary and my good friend Dr. Vishwanatha for your wonderful arrangement. And particularly I should thank Dr. Manjunatha is my good friend who is introduced Dr. Vishwanadaya to have contact with this, and all are my friends. Dr. In this juncture, I should recall my good friend Dr. Srinivas. He was no more right now, but anyhow, they are all Dr. Vishwanadaya and Dr. Manjunatha are disciples of Dr. Srinivas. They are all doing in the field of physical education. Really, I should thankful to the organizers, all the organizer IQAC coordinator, NAC coordinator, and Dr. Sumant who gave the very good welcome address, and Dr. Anita ma'am who introduced me very nicely, and Dr. Manjula ma'am who is coordinating this online the seminar in a very meaningful way, and all the faculty members and my dear beloved students, every one of you, I wholeheartedly thank for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all of you. During this pandemic, everyone should be happy, be safe, and be happy always. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Anbu. Best wishes for your next presentation. Anbu is my best student and best professor in the field of physical education. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think today is a great day, blessed day. Guru and Shishya would both attending the same platform, sir. Thank you, sir.
Credit goes to you only.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
With all your blessings and wishes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, all of you. Nice. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge with us. May I now request Dr. Ranganathaya CB to introduce our next speaker for today, Dr. Anbalagan. Please, sir.
Very good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to national level virtual webinar. Yoga is the journey of the self, through the self, to the self. It is my pleasure to introduce today's the second session speaker, Professor Prakash Annabalagan, Department of Physical Education, Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. Sir has completed his graduation in 1993, secured with first rank. Sir has completed his PG degree in physical education in 1995, securing second rank at Algappa University. Sir has completed his MPhil degree 1996 at Algappa University, secured first rank. Sir has obtained 2 PhD degrees in different universities. His first PhD degree obtained in 2004 at Algappa University. His specialization in exercise physiology. His second PhD degree obtained in 2012 at Bharatiya University. His specialization in yoga exercise physiology. Sir has interested in exercise physiology, yoga, basketball, tennis, table tennis, research project. Sir has completed UGC-sponsored research project on wellness course on physical health and mental health among different professionals worth of rupees 5 lakh sanctioned by UGC. Sir has author and published a number of books with ISSN number, namely Dr. Yoga published in 2012, Skills and Drills in Basketball 2012, Physical Education for Education B.Ed 2012. Sir has presented 35 research papers at national level and 18 papers were presented in international level and also published 7 research articles, peer-reviewed and UGC listed journals. And sir, these are the credentials for his academic achievements. He has produced 21 PhD scholars, 48 MPhil scholars, and 51 PG degree and project awarded and reachable guidance. Sir has received Bhale Bharata International Award for Yoga, Bhale Bharat Congress in 2017 at Bangalore. Sir worked as secretary in Bharatiya University. 9. Worked as academic council member and also he obtained NCCB certificate. Sports achievements. Sir presented Algappa University basketball team and participated in South Zone Inter-University Basketball Tournament held in 2017 at Hyderabad. Sir has secured silver medal in 400 meters relay in MS University athletic meet held in 1992. Thank you one and all. for giving this an opportunity. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
So thank you. Thank you for the broad introduction of our Dr. Anbalagan, sir. Right now, he is with us. Dr. Anbalagan, sir. Over to you, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Most respected Principal of the College, Dr. Ambedkar, Organizing Secretary of this mega event, the Director of Physical Education, Dr. Vishwanathayya, Coordinator, NAC, IQAC, Sri Sumant, Coordinator, Mr. Anantayya, Technical Supporter, Dr. Manjula, and other faculty members, my friend, Dr. Manjunath, my dear participants. It's indeed a very great pleasure to be here as a resource person to deliver a lecture on aerobic exercise and cardiorespiratory fitness. I thank the opportunity given to me by my own professor, my guru, Professor Dr. Chandrasekhar, and all the authorities of this organizing committee member of this mega event for giving me this opportunity. I am here as a resource person today and going to deliver related with the exercise physiology and aerobic exercise. I feel very proud to say in front of all the elite participants, I learned exercise physiology from my BSc degree physical education by Dr. K. Chandrasekhar, my guru, my role model. Only because of him, I am standing here as a resource person. Even today is a very blessed day. I am handling the second session next to my own professor, Dr. Chandrasekhar sir. Once again, I thank the organizing secretary and other organizing committee members for giving me this opportunity. It's a ever memorable day in my life. Thank you so much. Today, I'm just going to interact with you related with aerobic exercise, how aerobic exercise helps to our respiratory system in our body, especially so aerobic exercise on cardiorespiratory fitness. Today, the entire world is blinking with this pandemic period. Especially, this is the right topic is to be discussed at the right time. In the morning, first session, which was very useful to each and everyone present over here about yoga, especially how the yoga helps to our body, how the yoga interact with our all physiological systems we learn today. In the same way, how the aerobic exercise, being a physical education professionals, we have to have a knowledge over various physical exercise and yoga, how it develops in our body, health and fitness. Here the aerobic exercise, first we should know what is aerobic exercise. So the physical exercise, when we are practicing, when we are doing various kinds of exercise with moderate intensity for longer duration of the period, which is converted as aerobic exercise. Whatever the exercise which develops strength, stretching, or any kind of exercise, if you are able to do for longer period, which is giving a positive effects to our physiological system, especially to cardiorespiratory system. That's why the exercise is named as aerobic exercise. The aerobic exercise, at least 3 times a week, 3 times a week, we have to practice minimum of 20 to 30 minutes. When we practice during that exercises in the moderate intensity, when we practice it for 3 times a week, our cardiorespiratory organs which adapts to the particular exercises, which gives not only to the benefits of our body, and our mind also gets relaxed. Like yogic practices, like music, when we practice, very positive effects to the mind as well as body gets by aerobic exercises. First, we should know about the physiology of a respiratory system. The physiology of when we go through the respiratory system, which starts from the nasal cavity to the diaphragm of our body. The cardiorespiratory system is comprising circulatory system as well as respiratory system. In the circulatory system, heart and blood vessels, and the respiratory system, lungs and respiratory muscles and blood vessels. Here, God has given much importance to the cardiorespiratory organs inside the thoracic cavity, which is very protective like a fencing with the rib bones in the center heart, and God has given 2 big lobes in the 2 lungs. One side 2 lobes and another side 3 lobes. So when we practice exercises, or when we practice various kinds of pranayama, the entire area of lungs will be utilized. Otherwise, in our day-to-day activity, in our day-to-day sedentary life, our entire area which is not being used, which is not being utilized fully, coverly, especially the respiratory organ of lungs. Only 30 to 40% of area only will be utilized in the normal life. But when we practicing aerobic exercises or pranayama, nearly around 90% of area will be used. So by which very positive effects in our body, in the especially cardiorespiratory system. So the respiratory system consists of nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, lungs, and alveolus. The alveolus, which is the very minute air sacs, with the billions of air sacs, millions of alveolus within their lungs, which is responsible for the transportation of air exchange takes place in the alveolus. So in the alveolus, it's a very smaller unit of respiratory system in the lungs. It's a air sacs. In human being, which is around 700 millions of alveolus present in the lungs, in which exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place. In the around alveolus, minute blood capillaries around the alveolus, which is responsible for taking oxygen and leaving carbon dioxide inside the alveolus. Here, you can classify the normal respiration into two types. One is external respiration, another one is internal respiration. In the external respiration, exchange of gas takes place between the lungs and blood vessels. So when we inhale by nasal cavity, when we inhale by nose, air getting inside the trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and get into the alveolus. Around the alveolus, there are minute capillaries. There, oxygen and carbon dioxide exchanges or takes place. This is external respiration. Another one is internal respiration. The internal respiration is exchange of gases between blood and muscle tissues. So another part is the hemoglobin is taking oxygen and throughout the entire body by systemic circulation. By systemic circulation, by portal circulation, entire circulation, the oxygen is carried by the hemoglobin in the blood, which is responsible for taking care of oxygen and giving energy to the particular cells and tissues. The mechanism of respiration first we should understand. See here, there are some muscles which are responsible for the respiration. So that's why it's called as respiratory muscles. The important muscle is diaphragm. Today, Dr. Chandrasekhar sir explained about the diaphragm, which is responsible when we practice pranayama. The diaphragm should get in towards, it should move downward. So when we practice pranayama, we should concentrate, especially for inhalation, our abdominal muscle should come forward. When we come forward, the thoracic cavity, inside the thoracic cavity, the diaphragm will get moved towards down. So the space will enlarge, by which the lungs will enlarge. The more amount of air get inside the lungs. In such a way, diaphragm helps to the respiratory respiratory system. Another inspiratory muscles, sternomastoid muscles, that is center in the center of the thoracic cavity, anterior serratii, elevators of scapula, and pectoralis muscles. These are all the muscles which are responsible for the inspiration and expiration. During expiration, when we exhale, only because of the contraction and relaxation of the intercostal muscles. The muscles which are present in between the ribs are called as intercostal muscles. The intercostal muscles are responsible for the expiration. Another important thing is abdominal muscles, which are responsible for the inspiration as well as the expiration. How the muscles works for the respiration. In the same way, when we look at the PowerPoint, you can see the diaphragm, intercostal muscles, and other sternocleidomastoid muscles, pectorals, and other thoracic cavity muscles which are involving for the inspiration. So the inspiration and expiration takes place. You just see the movement of the thoracic cage. When we inhale, the intercostal muscles contracts, by which the thoracic cavity comes forward. Here the diaphragm and pectoralis minor muscles also involved. The same way, when we exhale, intercostal muscles are relaxed, so by which thoracic cavity is back to normal position, by which the exhalation takes place. Like a inhaler, when we exhale, the space will be reduced, by which air going outside. Air is going outside. When the space is enlarged, air is getting inside the lungs. Here, you just see the respiratory system and cardiac system, which is in the physical education, health and medical field, the system is evaluated by various parameters, respiratory parameters and cardio parameters, like the respiratory parameters like volumes, tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume, residual volume, and there are so many capacities, respiratory capacities, by which the evaluation of respiratory system takes place. The inspiratory capacity, residual capacity, vital capacity, and total lung capacity. So, when we practice various kinds of aerobic exercises and yoga, especially the pranayama, these capacities and volumes will be improved, will be developed by the respiratory systems. So, by which the aerobic capacity of the human being will be enhanced, which gives entire lifespan will be increased. So, in the body, there are so many systems. In each system is comprising a particular organs which are responsible for the functions of the particular system. In all those systems are interrelated. Each system is valid, which is valuable for the entire human physiology, even though the respiratory and cardiac system, which is responsible for mainly involving for the lifespan of the human being. So one should take care of cardio and respiratory system. Without cardio, see, all those systems are working for various functions. Apart from that, which gives support to the cardiorespiratory system. So the cardiorespiratory system are the vital systems. So one has to take care of the cardiorespiratory system for our healthy lifespan. Here, how the exchange of gases takes place. Here there is a system. Here the physics system is involving in the physiology of our respiration. Here there is a partial pressure that is outside. When the partial pressure is more when compared to the alveolar pressure, the amount of air will get inside the alveolus. So here you just look at the PowerPoint. In the alveoli, that is air sac of the smallest unit of the lungs, the oxygen pressure is around 104 m. Around the alveolus, there are blood capillaries with complete blood. Inside the blood, carbon dioxide and oxygen and other gases also present. Inside the blood, the oxygen pressure is around 40 m. In the same way, carbon dioxide in the alveolar is 45 m. So naturally, the osmosis, the mechanism of osmosis takes place between the alveolar and the blood capillaries around the alveolus. So diffusion takes place. The pressure is more in alveolar in the oxygen level around 104. So naturally, the oxygen will get into the blood capillaries. In the blood vessels, the pressure is, the carbon dioxide pressure is more when compared to the alveolar. So automatically, carbon dioxide will leave from the blood capillaries and get inside the alveolar, by which the exchange of gases takes place in the mechanism of osmosis. So the ventilation takes place. You can see at the PowerPoint, alveolus, low oxygen in alveolus due to the vasoconstriction, high oxygen in alveolus because of vasodilation. In the same way, carbon dioxide in alveolus dilate the bronchioles, low carbon dioxide in the alveolus constrict the bronchioles. So, in the method of all systems in the respiratory organs, the respiration takes place like internal respiration and external respiration takes place in our body. So, in the same method, in the lungs, there is osmosis mechanism takes place between the blood vessels and tissues by which the internal respiration takes place. So both internal respiration and external respiration, which is controlled by the brain. Brain is the super organ which control the entire body systems like hormonal that is endocrine system, exocrine system, digestive system, and especially respiratory system. See, there are in the muscular movements, we have voluntary movements which is controlled by the central nervous system. If I want to extend my arms, I can. If I want to flex my arm, I can. It's my will. This is voluntary system which is controlled by the central nervous system. But all the internal organs which is controlled by the parasympathetic nervous systems, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, that system is called as peripheral nervous system, which is involuntary movements. Especially in the brain, there is a wonderful organ which is hypothalamus, which is controlled the entire body systems like our sleep, hunger, thirst, temperature, etc. But in the respiratory system, there is a center which is present in the medulla. The brain is divided into various parts like cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, brain, midbrain, and pons. So, in the medulla, which is a peculiar brain part, which is there is a separate inspiratory center and expiratory center, which is controlled by the peripheral nervous system. So, that peripheral nervous system will be controlled by the respiratory center, which is present in the medulla, which gives impulses to the particular respiratory muscles by which the respiration takes place in our body automatically according to the situation. Even for the normal activity as well as for the vigorous physical movement, the respiration is adopted according to the physical activity, which is controlled by the medulla, Apart from medulla, there is an additional center which is present in the pons, another important parts of the brain. When we have a vigorous exercises, the pons will pass on to the impulses to the particular muscles. The respiratory rate and the heart rate will increase according to the physical activity, according to the intensity of the physical activity. So, which is responsible for giving energy to the particular muscles. So, heart and lungs are the energy supplier. So, automatically, these brain, especially the medulla and pons, are responsible, will pass on the impulses to the particular parts of respiratory muscles to increase or either decrease the movements of our respiration. which is controlled by the brain, especially hypothalamus also support to the medulla as well as to the pons according to the emotions, according to the pain, to the medulla. Pain means effort on passing impulses to the respiratory muscles. So by which the physiology of respiration takes place in our body. Apart from the nervous system, chemical mechanism also takes place in the mechanism of respiration. See here, the chemical receptors, which is called as chemoreceptors, and the chemoreceptors which is present in the medulla as well as in the large vessels like carotid artery, we say. In the carotid part, in the neck, there is a chemoreceptors. According to the level of chemical substances like carbon dioxide, like oxygen level in the blood, like pH level in the blood, these receptors will passing a message to the medulla, by which the medulla will alert their system and pass impulses to the respiratory muscles according to the need of the physical movement. The respiratory rate either increase nor decrease. So in such a way, physiology of respiration takes place in our body. Just we move on to the aerobic exercises. See here, the concept we should understand, the fitness. The fitness, you know very well, fitness is evaluated by the person's efficiency when he do exercises. How effectively he is doing exercises, how efficiently he is doing exercises without getting tired is the measurement of the concept of fitness. Here, in physiology, the concept which is related with the parameter of maximum oxygen consumption. If a person is able to consume of oxygen is more, he is a fittest person. So when he doing various exercises, he is having an ability to consume more amount of oxygen. If he is able to consume more amount of oxygen, he can continue his exercises or any physical activity for the longer period of time without getting tired. That is called endurance. So endurance is a measure of fitness. It is the ability to prolonged period of time with the resistance of fatigue. That shows the cardiac and respiratory fitness. This is how a person is doing exercises or physical activity without getting tired is a measure of his own fitness. So, aerobic exercise and training is a most important part in the regular fitness. So in the regular fitness period, one has to undergo various exercises for a longer period of time in order to increase his efficiency in cardiovascular system and respiratory system. So aerobic exercise training, which gives more energy to the particular muscles. By using more energy, naturally the aerobic threshold will increase. By resisting a fatigue, one can improve his aerobic and anaerobic threshold, which is by anaerobic and aerobic threshold means you should understand that is accumulation, prolonging the period of time for accumulation of lactic acid in the muscles as well as the blood vessels. So when we extend the period of accumulation of lactic acid in the blood vessels or in the particular muscles, naturally his aerobic capacity will be increased or conditioned. His cardiac and respiratory system is seasoned. That is called adaptations. 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 If the adaptations is increasing the efficiency of cardiovascular system and the active muscles. So, if the person is fit, by which the cardiorespiratory system also will be getting more efficiency for doing longer duration of exercises. Here, the myocardial oxygen consumption, that is, as we discussed already, VO2 max, oxygen consumed by the myocardial muscles. Myocardial muscle is cardiac muscles. In a healthy individual, myocardial oxygen supply and is to be increased by the during maximum exercises. When we do maximum exercises, the oxygen carrying capacity in the cardiac muscle as well as the particular skeletal muscle also will be increased. If you are not doing, which is occurs, if you are not doing exercises for at least 20 to 30 days continuously, automatically the adaptation will change. The fitness will get decreased in the muscle mass, strength, cardiovascular function, total blood volume, plasma volume, heart volume, exercise tolerance, bone mineral density also will be get disturbed if you are not doing exercises. That's what naturally muscular atrophy also will take place. So exercise should be a continuous process. That's what, in order to improve your cardiovascular efficiency, a person should do exercise at least 2 to 3 times a week. The schedule at least 2 to 3 times a week, one has to go for cardiac workout to promote or to increase your cardiorespiratory efficiency. So whatever the exercise you are doing, the basic principles you should follow. The basic principle of exercise is based on the training load, that is intensity. The intensity means how fast you are doing exercises. That is the rate, that is the pace in which you are doing exercises. Whether you are doing in moderate speed or in the highest speed or in the average speed, that determine the intensity of your exercises, especially for aerobic exercises. Another important training load is duration. How long you are doing exercises, that is directly proportional to the efficiency of your cardiorespiratory system. If we are able to do exercises for longer period, naturally the cardiorespiratory efficiency also will be increased according to the duration of exercise. So one has to go for aerobic exercises minimum 20 minutes, maximum of at least 1 hour. 20 to 30 minutes if you are doing exercises, the cardiac and respiratory adaptation takes place. If you are not doing exercises for continuously 20 to 30 minutes, your cardiac respiratory adaptation will not be takes place. So once if you want to do exercises, or if you want to improve your cardiorespiratory efficiency, the duration also plays an important role. So minimum 20 to 30 minutes you have to go for exercises. Another important training load is frequency. That's what I already insisted, 3 to 4 times or 2 to 3 times you have to fix for cardio workout in order to improve your cardiorespiratory fitness. Now we move on to the mode of exercises. So mode of exercises, most of the participants are physical education professionals. So you know very well what are all the various kinds of exercises we have to continuously do it, especially for aerobic exercises. Whatever the exercises, you have to do continuously for longer duration. If you are doing with high load, few repetitions is more than enough to improve your muscular strength. But for muscular endurance, you fix the load in the light category, in the light with light weight or with light intensity or moderate intensity. Many repetitions you have to do for improve your muscular endurance. So the muscular strength and endurance which is involved for the cardiorespiratory adaptations too. So when we do exercises with the support of muscular systems, in order to provide energy to the particular muscular system, the heart and lungs will work for the longer duration, by which the cardiorespiratory adaptations also takes place. The exercise program, when we look at the PowerPoint, you can see the exercise program. The exercise program must be with normal stages, normal stages. Like warm-up period, you have to adopt sudden strenuous exercise which affects our cardiorespiratory system. This will vary according to the individual to individual and according to the age category. Especially after the age of middle-aged, you have to be very careful. Without doing warm-up, you cannot go for any cardiac workout. So before doing aerobic workout, the right way you have to practice warm-up for at least 10 minutes is recommended. Then you move on to the aerobic exercises. When we go for aerobic exercises, there are 4 methods of training. There are 4 methods of training you have to concentrate. One is continuous method. So continuous method is one kind of training. You have to sustain the training at least for 20 to 60 minutes. 20 to 60 minutes you have to go for continuous training with the minimum intensity to improve your aerobic exercise. Another important training is interval method. So in the interval method, here you are doing what you know very well about what is interval method. You are doing exercise for some period with minimum rest interval. Then you go for another continuous exercises with various intensity. Then you go for rest for minimum duration. Then you go for another intensity of exercises. Likewise, interval training to be practiced to improve our cardiac efficiency. The third method is circuit training. So here a series of exercise or battery of exercise patterns to be practiced in different stations with minimum interval of rest. So you have to practice for several times. That means several repetitions according to the age and according to the age category. One has to go for circuit training. The last method is circuit cum interval training method. This is combination of circuit and interval training. Here, as we discussed already about the aerobic and anaerobic adaptations, here the production of ATP, which is interacted with the circuit, combination of circuit and interval training. After the training period of 30 minutes to 1 hour, like a warm-up, you have to go for cool-down exercises. So the cool-down exercises, which gives positive effect to the cardiac system, especially for venous return. The venous return means the carbon dioxide stored in the veins will back to the heart, from the heart which will move on to the lungs, by which carbon dioxide will be eliminated from our body. And for the myocardial ischemia, which means heart should be controlled by slowly doing exercises. So from the highest to moderate, when we come down, the strenuous of the cardiac muscle will be very easy to back to normal, as well as the return to the blood to the heart and brain to become normal by doing cool down exercises. Some waste materials present in the, like salt, various kinds of salt, which is stored in the muscle, will be eliminated by doing warm down exercises. So which gives a very positive influences to the muscles. So muscle pain also will be reduced after rest. So that cool down period will be like 5 to 10 minutes, like warm up exercises. The cool down period also to be scheduled in your training and to be allotted for 5 to 10 minutes. So for aerobic training, these 4 kinds of method can be adopted with warm down and warm up, by which our cardiac and respiratory efficiency will improve. So when we do such a kind of strenuous exercises or exercise program, what are all the parameters will be enhanced in the cardiorespiratory system? What are all the adaptations? So those adaptations, we can move on to the physiological adaptations in the cardiovascular system. Here, first one is resting heart rate. So here the resting heart rate will be decreased. In the normal heart rate will be around 72 to 80. For an athlete, which will be around 50. Here you should understand the heart rate is decreased, but the efficiency and strength of the heart muscle is increased. So even though heart rate is increased, the efficiency of supplying oxygen, supplying energy in the blood level will be more in the cardiac efficiency people. Next one is stroke volume. See here, the stroke volume is the amount of blood pumped out from the heart in one stroke is called as stroke volume. The heart rate is decreased. Here you should understand, when the stroke volume will be more, even for normal people, the stroke volume, even in one stroke volume, around 50 to 70 ml of blood will be pumped out from the heart in one stroke. But for an outstanding athlete, outstanding aerobic athlete, outstanding a person who is doing regularly aerobic exercises, the stroke volume will be increased, which will be around 120 to 150 ml of blood will be pumped out from the heart in one stroke. You should understand. Naturally, cardiac volume also will be increased. The cardiac volume is directly related with the stroke volume. If the stroke volume is increased, naturally the cardiac volume, excuse me, if the stroke volume is increased, naturally the cardiac volume also will be increased, because the amount of blood pumped out from the heart in 1 minute is called as cardiac volume, cardiac output. So if the stroke volume is increased, naturally the cardiac volume also will be increased. Then oxygen uptake, that is VO2 max. Naturally, if the sportsman or a fittest man who is having a muscular fitness, who is having an efficiency of doing exercises for longer period, can uptake more amount of oxygen. So if you are able to uptake more amount of oxygen, you are giving more energy to your body muscles. So which is directly proportional to the cardiovascular efficiency. Now, next, respiratory system, lung capacity. So when we do aerobic exercises for 1 hour or 30 minutes to 1 hour, your respiratory muscles will get more strength, more flexibility. The muscles will get toned. Toned means the partial contraction of the muscle. So the intercostal muscle, pectoralis muscle, abdominal muscles, sternocleidomastoid muscles, all those muscles are involving in the respiration. Those muscles are getting more strength and flexibility, by which the efficiency of contraction and relaxation takes place, by which the more amount of oxygen will get inside the lungs. So naturally, lung capacity also will be increased. If the oxygen carrying capacity is increased, the brain is responsible to enhance all the systems of our body, by which the hemoglobin also will be produced from the bone marrow, by which the hemoglobin level is increased. Naturally, oxygen carrying capacity also will be increased in our body. Blood pressure is direct. See, the blood pressure is increased according to the size of the blood vessels. If the atherosclerosis takes place for the deconditioned people because of storage of fat inside the walls of the blood vessels. So when we do exercises, the atherosclerosis will be eliminated. Vasodilation takes place. More amount of blood flow will be moved from heart to muscles and muscles to heart, by which there is no there is no lipid profiles, lipid stored in the inside the blood vessels. So naturally, blood pressure will be maintained. The blood pressure will be systolic, will be 120 mmHg, and diastolic will be 80. That range will be maintained by doing exercises. In the respiratory adaptations for long-term exercises, there are many repetitions. Increased lung ventilations, that is most important in the pandemic period. Lung ventilation is, see, now 90% of people are exposed to the COVID-19 virus, coronavirus, but people are living and doing their normal activity even though they are exposed to the COVID-19 virus because of their lung efficiency. Excuse me. Because of their lung efficiency, people are able to manage their respiratory efficiency because of their efficiency of lungs and heart. So the lung ventilation is not affected by the patient with corona, that is asymptomatic people. Asymptomatic people or their people doesn't have any symptoms related with COVID-19, but they have a virus inside the lungs. But the immunity, because of their immunity, because of their efficiency of their respiratory muscles, they are able to cope up with the COVID-19. So here I mean to say that even the people who are very fit, who are very efficient with aerobic exercises, that people can able to cope up with COVID-19. Here, these parameters like increased tidal volume, the tidal volume, you should understand, for normal breathing, that is tidal volume means the amount of air inhaled and exhaled, that will be for normal breathing, it will be around 500 ml. For doing exercises, the ml will be increased to 1000 ml. But for athletes, the amount of oxygen is 2000 ml. You should understand. So when we are able to inhale and exhale 2000 ml of oxygen means your entire body will get more amount of energy. That's what pranayamas also says. The pranayama, when we do various kinds of pranayama, like aerobic exercises, the aerobic muscles which are involved, that is in the respiratory muscles, are getting more strength, by which the efficiency of respiration will be more. Increased breath rate, when we do aerobic exercises, the breath rate also will be increased, but the normal breath rate will be controlled. The normal breath rate will be controlled. The lung capacity, similar to the cardiovascular system like stroke volume, the increased area of lungs will utilize more amount of air inhaled, more amount of air inhaled and exhaled also will be more. Increased strength of respiratory muscles, capillaries in the lungs. As we discussed in the internal and external respirations, blood capillaries, the blood capillaries size will be increased, that is vasodilations. More amount of capillary, more number of capillaries, more length of capillaries also will be increased. So it is directly related with more amount of oxygen consumption. Alveolus, the size, strength, elasticity of the layers around the alveolus also will be increased by doing aerobic and anaerobic exercises. My dear participants, here you should understand, the people who are addicted to the smoking or some other bad habits which affects directly the alveolus. The smokers are not able to do exercises for longer period or walk or jog or cycling or for swimming. They are not able to do continuously for longer period, because by smoking, the nicotine which affects the elasticity of the layers of the alveolus. So the air size of the air sac, that is alveoli, is decreased. So the people are not able to utilize more amount of oxygen. That's what they are not able to do exercise or any physical activity for longer period. So smokers, we should advise the smokers about the negative effects, how the smoking habits affect the respiratory system. So in the same way, gas exchanging ability also will be increased by doing exercises. Naturally, aerobic fitness. The aerobic fitness means cardiorespiratory fitness. The training, aerobic training, tends to improve the efficiency of the body tissues for absorbing the oxygen and removing the carbon dioxide by doing aerobic exercises, especially for endurance types of training, to improve the capacity of this aerobic exchange. Naturally, maximum oxygen uptake also will be improved between 5 to 30% from the normal people. If the people doing regular exercise can increase their maximum oxygen uptake level from 5 to 30% in the indirect way of increasing cardiac output, increased red blood corpuscles, increased alveolus capillarization, increased gaseous exchange. So naturally, oxygen VO2 max level also will be increased. In the last important point is increased fitness will develop the lactic acid threshold. As I said, the fatigue is related with the secretion of lactic acid or stored level of lactic acid. The lactic acid is produced by converting adenosine triphosphate into energy. When the ATP's level is utilized or increased, the lactic acid level also will be increased in the blood and muscles. So that level can be prolonged from the normal people to the people who are fit in their aerobic level. So on the whole, people, we should understand the importance of aerobic exercise in order to improve our efficiency of cardiorespiratory fitness. Especially during this pandemic period, the organizers has conducted a wonderful webinar with the recent trends, especially with revival of health and fitness through exercise and yoga. Today, my professor, Dr. K. Chandrasekhar, how yoga give positive effects on our cardiorespiratory system. Today, in this session, how aerobic exercise giving importance and effects and influences heart and lungs in our body. So on the whole, aerobic exercise and yoga gives positive effects in our cardiorespiratory system. So with this knowledge, from today, we should start our cardio workouts, and as a physical education teacher, we should advise for the normal people, whoever from the various profession, we should educate and the importance of aerobic exercises and yoga to promote their and cardiorespiratory fitness, especially during this pandemic period. So with this, I just want to conclude my session, and I thank organizing secretary and the college authorities and all the organizing committee members for giving me this opportunity, and I thank all the participants for their patience listening, and once again I thank my guru and my professor Dr. K. Chandrasekhar also for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Such a thoughtful and action-provoking talk. We now move on to the question and answer session. I request our resource persons to kindly answer some questions raised by our participants.
Thank you.
So there is a question which related to your topic, probably. Will doing aerobics regularly increase memory?
Yeah, naturally. See, our brain is a wonderful organ. It's a motherboard of a body computer. It's a motherboard. Here, the circuits, various circuits are responsible for the various functions. Likewise, our neurons, a bunch of neurons, that is gray matter, and the white matter, that is ganglia. See, all those are responsible for, each neuron, set of neurons are responsible for analyzing and taking decisions for various impulses are responsible. So here, memorizing the thoughts also responsible of particular neurons in our body. See, exercise on the whole, it develops, it gives more amount of oxygen and energy to not only for the body parts, especially for the brain. So the by which regulates the chemical transmitters. Chemical transmitters. See, I have not mentioned especially one of the important chemical receptors, chemical transmitter is nephrephrine and norepinephrine. Epinephrine and norepinephrine, which is secreted by the adrenal gland. According to our psychological thought, the level of chemical transmitters will move and secrete by the adrenal gland. So when we do kinds of exercises, all the hormonal actions are regulated, by which indirectly memory also will be regulated by doing exercises.
Thank you, sir. The nice clarity which you have given now. There is a question, one more question, which related to both area, like yoga and aerobics. For a sports person, which one is better, yoga or aerobics, especially for athletes?
See, there are wherever we have discussed related with exercise and yoga, this question will arise. I'm just clearly I'm saying that as a physical education professional, we all know very well what is fitness. What are the two types of fitness? One type of fitness is related with health. Another type of fitness which is related with sports. That is health related physical fitness, sports related physical fitness. Being an athlete, you need more amount of fitness related to your sports activity. Another part is health for normal people. For normal people, adequate level of fitness related with strength, endurance, flexibility, cardiorespiratory endurance, and body composition. Athlete, that is you cannot compare with normal health related physical fitness. Yoga is mainly for health oriented physical fitness. Even though it is related with health related physical fitness, by doing several kinds of pranayamic exercises, normal level of cardiovascular efficiency also will be increased. But at the same time, you cannot expect the muscular skeletal muscles also will improve along with cardiovascular efficiency by doing yogic exercises. But when we do exercises by an athlete, by developing his own skeletal muscles, cardiorespiratory efficiency also will be increased. So an athlete need not only a cardiovascular efficiency, he need more of muscular strength and endurance. For that, he has to go for aerobic exercises to improve their muscular strength and endurance as well as cardiorespiratory endurance. For normal healthy people, when we do exercises, you can develop your cardiorespiratory efficiency only, not equal to the aerobic exercise for developing your muscular strength and endurance. So you don't compare, but an athlete, you can for an additional effect of your cardio efficiency, you can practice various kinds of pranayama. But you cannot compare yoga with exercises. That is two different modes. Thank you.
There is one more and final question. Should I consult with my doctor prior to starting a program with revival health and fitness?
100%. Especially for middle-aged people, before doing your exercises program, you just go and consult with the physician and take a medical, especially a master checkup. You consult with the doctor, get an advice. If you are normal, you just go for any kind of exercises. If you have any deviation in there, especially in your cardiorespiratory parameters and lipid profiles like glucose level, blood, that is fat level, right? Triglycerides, other components, you just consult with that, and according to that you start exercises. See, whatever it is, for developing aerobic endurance, for developing cardiorespiratory efficiency, you start with moderate exercises like walking, with brisk walking, which will not affect at any cost, even though for middle-aged people and above middle-aged people, you just consult with your doctor before start your aerobic exercises or yoga.
Thank you for the nice suggestion, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So today we had the best of minds with us. As a token of gratitude, representative resource persons, which now the certificates just been handing over the ceremony, please. Now I request Chandrasekharan sir, maybe he has logged out. He has logged out? Okay, please sir. Now I request Dr. Anbalagan sir to receive a certificate as a symbolic gesture. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for accepting this. The main inspiration for this program is our respected principal. He has always increased us in every venture. May I now request our principal, Dr. Ambedkar, to deliver the presidential remarks. Over to you, sir.
The close
So good afternoon to all. Government of Karnataka, Department of Collegiate Education, Government Law College, Ramnagar. First of all, I take this opportunity to thank our beloved Commissioner, Shri Pradeep Prabhakar IAS, Srimati Anita Lakshmi, Chief Administrative Officer, Director Malleshwarappa, Neelavati Ma'am, Joint Director. I see around 600 participants. I see principals of reputed colleges, professors of different reputed colleges, participants from all walks of life. We are very much blessed to have persons of repute, Sri Professor Chandrasekharan, Chairperson, Head, Department of Physical Education, School of Education, Madurai Kamaraj University, Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Sir has stated through PPT presentation how healthy life through yoga is a wonderful message to the society. He has explained in detail 8 steps of practices which unite mind, body, and soul. He has also stressed upon dhyanas, concept of self-realization. Then he has took us through principles of practice through yoga techniques. So scientific approach is his policy. Through his scientific approach, he has highlighted the postures which are very necessitated at this point of juncture. So breathing, ratio at different levels, nadis, then ways and means of uniting mind and body soul. Then how to enhance our immunity through pranayamas and meditation. Of course, it was very practical and theoretical approach was very good. Of course, the legal profession is filled with tension and stress. I hope and I'm very sure that our virtual seminar theme of revival of health and fitness through physical activity and yoga has given answer to this pandemic situation. Our second session resource person, Dr. An Balagan, his theme, aerobic exercise on cardiorespiratory fitness. Sir has also in detail explained the stages of respiration, the volume, capacity, lungs capacity, exchanges of gas, then fitness, the concept of fitness. He has also highlighted the resulting about meeting of mind, body, and soul. In this pandemic situation, physical exercise is also a mode of keeping fitness and aerobic exercises. Thank you very much, sir. Lastly, I thank Honorable Shri D.K. Suresh, MP, Honorable Madam Anita Kumarswamy, MLA, Honorable Shri CM Lingappa, MLC, and all CDC members. I thank Dr. Vishwanath sir, convener of this very insightful national virtual webinar. I thank you, sir. I'll be failing in my duty if I don't thank our logistic support, in particular, Dr. Manjula ma'am and Dr. Chalpati sir, who has spent hours planning, allotting, slotting, and reslotting all through perfection. I sincerely thank you both, sir. I sincerely thank Sri Manjunath sir, Physical Education Director, Government First Grade College, Ramnagar, for his timeless work for this event. I sincerely thank all the participants across state who have registered and got some knowledge on healthy life through yoga and aerobic exercise. I thank all the IQAC coordinator, NAC coordinator, all the faculty members, non-teaching faculty members for giving their best and making it grand success. A grand successful national virtual webinar. Thank you all. Looking forward for your future interaction, such interaction. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful presidential remarks. It is now time to convey our heartfelt thanks to all the resource persons and the participants. I now request my colleague Shri Chanake Gowda to deliver the word of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to one and all. Respected principal, resource persons, and all the delegates of this virtual seminar. it is my great pleasure to propose vote of thanks for the participants who have directly or indirectly responsible for the success of this one-day national virtual seminar. First and foremost, I would like to thank Ms. Sanita Kumarswamy Madam, who is our Honorable MLA of Ramnagara constituency and also CDC chairperson of our college. Thank you, Madam. I would like to thank our beloved DK Suresh sir, Honorable MP of this constituency, for his continuous blessings and support. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank all the respected members of CDC for their continuous advice and help for the development of the college. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank Sri Pradeep Prabhakar sir, IAS Commissioner, Department of Collegiate and Technical Education, for his continuous and valuable support. Thank you very much, sir. I convey my deep sense of gratitude to Department of Collegiate and Technical Education Director, Joint Directors, and all the officials of the department. Thank you very much. I would like to thank today's resource persons who have given their valuable time for the enrich our knowledge towards fitness and yoga for the improve our health and immunity. Firstly, Professor Dr. K. Chandrasekharan sir, thank you very much, sir. And also one more resource person, Dr. P. Anabalgan sir, thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank all the delegates who have participated in this one-day virtual seminar and also take part to success this seminar. Thank you, one and all. I would like to thank our honorable dynamic principal and also backbone of this program, Dr. N.S. Ambedkar sir, for his continuous support and guidance. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank Dr. Manjula Madam, Assistant Professor of Sociology, Kanakpura First Grade College, for her guidance, valuable support. Thank you very much, Madam. And then the same way, Dr. Chalapati sir and Dr. Manjunath sir, both are the Physical Education Director, for their continuous help and technical support. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank today's virtual seminar coordinator, Dr. Vishwanathaya S, for his pain taken and hard work for the success of this virtual seminar. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank all the teaching and non-teaching staff who have extended their support for the success of this seminar. Thank you very much, sir. I would like to thank all the students of our college. Thank you very much. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the media personalities who have extended their support and guidance for the success of this virtual seminar. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.
Dr. Vishwanath, thank you so much.
Please, sir.
Shall I leave?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Manjunath.
Thank you, sir.